Employment continue to fall. It's now below 5%. Wage growth, of course, is still lacking, but I think overall, if we look at the inflation numbers, which are picking up now, I think really everything does point to further tightening, and I think two rate hikes this year would be quite sensible.
Naresh, let's talk about, the big event today, and that's, of course, been the ECB's bazooka, as the market likes to call it. And, the analyst we had before we got to this discussion was making a case about how a lot of it now has perhaps been priced in and the market's going to move on. What do you expect from the European markets? Because even as we speak, the rally seems to be sort of losing steam. And if you were to look at the movements that we've seen on, say, the CAC or the DAC, how do you see our benchmark, say the Nifty, for example, in comparison, what do you see the Nifty do?
So if we look at even European indices, they've bounced back 10 to 12% from the lows in a matter of 10-15 sessions. So that's a very strong move. A bit of profit booking is very logical, and we did not go up 20% in a matter of 15 days or 20 days. So we may take a pause at current levels post the announcement. At the same time, Nifty has also made a similar move. So what we see is momentum is strong in the short term. We'll see a pause for a few days, but overall trend is positive. So till the time we don't break lows of the last 2-3 sessions, one has to continue to hang on to this ride, which is all across the globe. So even a Hang Seng index or a Brazil index, or even a UAE index, they're all up 10 to 20% across the board, across the globe.
Naresh, I would just like to play the devil's advocate. How much probability would you assign that this strong rebound, because we've heard from many strategists we speak to that bear market rallies are very sharp and very wild, and we've seen 10-11% kind of play out already, not only in our index but world over. How much probability would you assign that this rally is actually another bear market rally and have high probability of fizzling out because of fresh bad news coming out of China or US or perhaps some other place?
Bear market rally, what we generally see is the number of days taken from a point to another point. So for example, we've fallen from 75.50 to 68.70 over a month's time, and if we cross the same levels in a lesser time frame, that's a faster retracement. So across the globe also, if we go back cross highs and we move about 12-15%, which was greater than the previous down leg, in a shorter amount of time, that generally senses a reversal rather than a bear market rally. So what we see is the move is faster in number of sessions. So instead of just looking at the percentage moves, that tells you it is more than a bear market rally. Maybe it could get bigger in terms of the bear market rally as well.
Right. Craig, let's talk about the other big factor that's at play, and that's the kind of volatility that we're seeing for oil prices. Whereas the last 2 days you saw oil topping $40 on hopes that you will have OPEC, non-OPEC members, get onto the same table and sort of discuss a strategy to get the dynamics in this market going. Today there's news that might not happen. What's the outlook for prices? Do you believe that at least somewhere we are seeing prices bottoming out at these levels?
I don't think anything fundamentally has changed. We are still seeing large output. I think supply is still far exceeding demand. Yes, we have seen a little drop off in the production and exports from the US. But at the same time, we've seen Iran return to the market, and they're looking to bump up their production as well. So I think overall global supply, the overall global supply issue is still very much there. I think demand is still going to be a concern for the markets, and therefore I don't see how oil can sustain this rally. I think what we've effectively seen to this point is just a correction, an overdue correction. We have fallen quite substantially from those $120 a barrel highs, and so I think this correction was due, but I do not think it has legs. I do think we are going to be looking back below $30 before the middle of the year.
Right. Naresh, Craig believes that perhaps $30 is also not ruled out as far as crude prices are concerned. You also track the charts of Brent and NYMEX closely. If I could, ask your views on what do the charts say? This massive rebound from 25 odd to almost 35-40. Do you think it'll build on, the prices will build on from here? We do have long-term charts of crude oil prices. What is your take?
$30 to $25. Everyone was expecting 20. So now at 40, you're off the mark by $20. That's a very huge margin. So in the short term, what we see is generally all bull markets start with a bear market rally. But in commodities, what we see is post a huge correction, we'll see a consolidation. So if you look at crude, what I expect is the last and the major support area was closer to 43 to 45 levels, which we expected on a longer term trend line to hold on. So going back again from the lows, 43 to 45 would be very tough to cross for Brent crude. So we get into a range wherein a toppish area would be 43 to 45, and the downside could be, say, 50% of the recent up move. So that would be somewhere closer to 34 to 35 levels. So this could be the range for quite some time now.
All right, Craig and Naresh, both of you gentlemen, thanks so much for taking time out for us here and talking to us about what you think are the factors at play for this market. We'll take a breather from all the market chatter and cross over to our colleague Krishna Kumar, who's here to walk us through all of the big national stories of the hour.
Time now for Nation Now, and Vijay Mallya, the man in the eye of a storm, has left India for a life of luxury in Britain, leaving behind a legacy of unpaid dues to banks, to the government and to the employees who served him well in his heydays. Questions over how did Mallya get out of India without a flutter today rocked the parliament too, with the Congress and the government exchanging the blame for unpaid loans worth 9,000 crore rupees to Indian banks. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi alleged a conspiracy by people within the government, only to be hit back by the finance minister with similar charges. Listen to that.
जब इतनी एजेंसियां उसकी इंट्रोगेशन कर रही थी, उसको अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं किया गया? उसको गिरफ्तार क्यों नहीं किया गया? उसका पासपोर्ट जब्त क्यों नहीं हुआ? मेरा यह आरोप है कि उसके भागने में, उसके देश छोड़ने में ये सरकार पार्टी है। इस कॉन्स्पिरेसी में, इस क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी में भारत सरकार पार्टी बनानी चाहिए।
पार्लियामेंट ने जो नियम बनाए हैं, उन नियमों के अंतर्गत वही व्यक्ति सदन का सदस्य होगा, दिवालिया ना हो, भगोड़ा ना हो, राष्ट्र के खिलाफ गतिविधियों में लिप्त ना हो, ये सब चीजें उसमें दी हुई हैं। श्रीमान, इस सदन का एक सदस्य अगर वो सदन में चुन के आया है और उन शर्तों को तोड़ देता है, तो या तो एथिक कमेटी को जाए, एथिक कमेटी अपनी क्योंकि इसके पहले मैंने देखा लोकसभा में 1,000 रुपए पे लोगों की चली गई, यहाँ 9,000 करोड़ का मामला सदस्य का, और उसके बाद वो बना रहे।
Banks and their consortiums have all started taking active action against them. Attachment orders have been passed by several courts, assets are being attached, and banks have even moved the Supreme Court with regard to restraining this movement, etc. And I can only tell this House that the banks would go on to recover the entire amount which is due to them. There are some accounts for which there are securities. I have the details of all those amounts. Cases have been filed all over the country. There are some counter cases also the concerned companies and the persons have filed. And the banks are going to certainly take every possible action to recover not only from him, but many other defaulters.
The leader of the House tried to portray that all the loans that were given to this industrialist were during UPA 1 and UPA 2. But that is not the issue that I am raising today.
He gave only the date.
So what I want to raise today is that evidence has surfaced this morning that on the 28th of February, the banks met the lawyers, and the lawyers told the banks to file a petition in the court on the 29th of February to prevent Mr. Mallya from leaving India. The banks did not file the case till the 5th of March. Till the 5th of March, the case was not filed. The Attorney General makes the admission that Mr. Mallya has left for London on the 2nd of March.
Vijay Durga.
What is this? 9,000 करोड़ रुपए उठाकर माल्या जी भाग गए यहां से। अभी हमने जेटली जी से पूछा, क्लियर सवाल पूछा, जेटली जी आप हमें बताइए, माल्या जी हिंदुस्तान से भाग के कैसे निकले? अगर उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई हो रही है, अगर उनके ऊपर नोटिस है, लुकआउट नोटिस है, तो वो राज्यसभा में क्या कर रहे हैं? देश से निकलकर माल्या जी चले गए। इस सवाल का जवाब जेटली जी ने नहीं दिया। लंबा भाषण दिया कि ये हुआ, वो हुआ, वो हुआ, वो हुआ। सवाल ये था कि ये जो भागे हैं इनको आपकी सरकार ने भागने क्यों दिया? 9,000 करोड़ रुपए जिन्होंने सरकार से चोरी किए हैं उनको आपने निकलने क्यों दिया? इसका जवाब कोई नहीं आया। गरीब आदमी चोरी करता है, मार के उसको जेल के अंदर कर देते हैं। भूखा होता है, उसके घर में रोटी नहीं होती है, छोटी सी चोरी करता है, रोटी चोरी करता है, उसको आप मार के अंदर करते हो। और बड़ा सा बड़ा बिजनेसमैन 9,000 करोड़ उठा के चले जाता है, उसको आप फर्स्ट क्लास से इंग्लैंड भेज देते हो। ये क्या हो रहा है? अगर आपने कहा है, वायदा किया है हिंदुस्तान की जनता से कि हम ब्लैक मनी वापस लाएंगे, तो आप ब्लैक मनी वापस लाइए। आप माल्या जी को बाहर मत जाने दीजिए, उसको रोकिए।
And we have our reporters Utkarsh Chaturvedi in Mumbai and Danish Conn joining us live all the way from London. Utkarsh and Danish, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us over here. The Enforcement Directorate today issued summons to Kingfisher Airlines CFO A. Raghunath and senior IDBI bank officials in connection with the money laundering charges. No summons have, however, been issued to Vijay Mallya as yet. Utkarsh, the ED is finally getting its act together. By when can we expect the questioning to begin?
There are three major aspects of this investigation. Now, the first one, obviously, that A. Raghunath, the CFO of Kingfisher Airlines, as well as Yogesh Sagar, who is ex-MD IDBI Bank, along with two other officials, have been asked for questioning. So, the ED wants to really look at the transactions which have taken place between both of them. Now, the second aspect here is that ED wants to widen the scope of investigation. So, they have asked all the other lenders to give them all the documents possible to look at whether any money has been siphoned off there as well. And the third part, Vijay Mallya has not yet been asked for questioning because ED wants to build a strong case before get the understanding done and then really move to question Mallya. In fact, what we're picking up from our sources is that ED will not take it lightly and will act swiftly in this matter. Now, what we're picking up is that in the next week, other executive directors will also be asked for questions. So clearly, the news is tightening on Vijay Mallya and the government is leaving no stone unturned here.
Thank you, Utkarsh, for getting us that update. And before we get to Danish Conn in London, let's get you an exclusive chat. Then Times now spoke to former IDBI Bank CMD Yogesh Sagar, who has now been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. He is under the scanner for allegedly disbursing a loan worth 350 crore rupees to Vijay Mallya even before the loan was sanctioned by the bank. Yogesh Sagar, in an exclusive conversation with Times Now's Kashif Khusro, said that he didn't sanction any loan in his personal capacity and the decision was indeed taken by the board. Take a look.
When Mallya came to me, his airline was nearing grounding because he had dues to pay to the airport authorities, and unless money was released urgently, he said that his airline will be grounded. So 150 crore was given as a short-term loan as an interim measure, and that was much before even the 200 crore was given later.
So totally, the point here what the CBI is trying to make is that the entire tranche which was given by IDBI was diverted by Kingfisher and misused by Kingfisher.
That I don't know. That I have no knowledge of. I only sanction loans.
Yeah, exactly. So, sir, my question to you is: once you sanction a loan, now if
I can't get into a discussion with you on this diversion of funds and all that. Okay. I think we'll have to, because I don't have the CBI report with me. Okay. So, not fair for me to comment on what CBI has said or not said.
I have a copy of the FIR which the CBI mentions that when you sanction that 200 crore loan, which you said is because as the position of the chairman, you have the right to put that. The CBI thinks that 200 crore loan which you personally sanctioned was the one which was
I don't personally. Please, for God's sake, you people, everybody poses to be a financial expert. Please, I did not sanction the 200 crore loan. As chairman of a bank, I don't have a single rupee personal authority to sanction any loan. My juniors have authority. I don't have my authority. My authority I exercise only through the board of which I am the chairman. I don't have any personal authority. So 200 crore was given by the board, and in anticipation I released it. That is my authority.
Let's now cut across the Times Now's Danish Conn, who is joining us live all the way from London, and he's standing by outside Mallya's residence in London. Danish, any leads on the whereabouts of Vijay Mallya as yet?
After Supreme Court, CBI and the Enforcement Directorate authorities are after Vijay Mallya, it's still not clear if he has come to UK or is in some other country. But if he has arrived in the UK, this is one of his addresses where he's supposed to be, but of course there's no confirmation yet about his exact location. We tried to speak some people inside, but there was no response on his door. Vijay Mallya is now on the run after authorities have made it clear that he is not to be traced anywhere in the country. He has previously maintained that he will always be available for any questioning and will cooperate with the authorities. But now that the Enforcement Directorate Tribunal has passed